Hello, this is Gia. I'm a French caster and content creator for Magic the Gathering, mainly regarding Duel Commander. And I want to try this exercise in English to see if I'm able to do it and to see if it might be to some interest for some of you. Today we're going to play Sai Master Thopterist, which is a 1/4 human artificer for 2 and a blue. And it says, whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. And for 1 in the blue, we can sacrifice 2 artifacts to draw a card. This is one of my favorite decks in Duel Commander, and I think it might fare quite well in the format that we have today, because there are a lot of unfair combo decks, like Rograkh Tevesh or Aminatou Reanimator, that kind of stuff. And Sai tends to fare well in this type of matchups, thanks to a combination of pressure, cheap and good interaction on the stack, and lock pieces. There are not that much creature in the deck, and this might be something to look forward. But the plan is to maybe control in the first 1, 2, maybe 3 turns, drop something that is annoying, mainly its command zone, and build your game plan around it and your interactions. There might be counter spells, or it might be aforementioned lock pieces like Gravedigger's Cage, Torpor Orb, or Winter Orb, which are quite good in some very annoying matchups at the moment. We have a new card that I'd like to try here. This is Ringing Strike Mastery, 1 blue enchantment that tap the enchanted creature, which doesn't untap, and its controller has to pay 5 to untap it. I already like very much Unable to Scream and Witness Protection. The fact that Ringing Strike Mastery don't really get rid of the static ability of the creature might be bad enough for it not to be good, but this deck tends to struggle a bit against aggressive decks. In that regard, I think it might be something that we want to test. In the mana base, it's pretty obvious that we have a huge Urza's Saga plan. There's the Urza's Cave and Tolaria West 2 to tutor it, in combination with Expedition Map. And we also have Echoing Deeps to quote-unquote replay our Urza's Saga from the grave. This is one of the strongest plans of the deck because the Saga tokens are huge, and it allows us to engage on our terms with our opponent if we want to interact at instant speed. The unfair card of the deck is Winter Orb. We have few things in the deck to make it asymmetrical. Moonsnare Prototype in the first place. Maybe Pacification Array, but the card looks cute. I don't think this is good enough, but maybe we'll see. And also we have Metallic Rebuke and Weir of Invention, which can be pretty unfair to counter our opponent's solution to Winter Orb with Metallic Rebuke. This is one of the best feelings in the world when we're playing the deck, but when you're playing against, it stinks real hard, I guess. Anyway, this is the deck list. I hope the league will go well, and let's go for the first round. Okay, so we are in the play in this first match against Elminster, which is a white-blue, really heavy control-ish deck. And this hand sucks. Only 1 land is not keepable. This one is a little bit sad, I would say. We have no early action, but in the same time, we have a lot of redraws, some lands to play a long game, and Elminster won't kill us fast. So I think this is decent. I would say that Echoing Deeps is the worst land right here, right now. And we'll start up with Arcum's Astrolabe to see what redraw we have. Tolaria West. Okay. This might be used to fetch and play an Urza's Saga on turn 4, which might be quite decent against Elminster. Ponder for our opponent, and a turn pass. So, I think here just playing an island and dropping a spell bomb is good enough. The plan is to maybe force a side next turn. It might get an interaction from my opponent, I'm pretty sure it will. If it's not a counter spell, we might have at least 1 token, maybe 2. And turn 4, we transmit Tolaria West to get Urza's Saga and put it into play. In the end of its life cycle, Urza's Saga might fetch a Pithing Needle if it's needed to counter my opponent's Elminster, but more probably it might fetch an Expedition Map, which might fetch in return a Echoing Deeps to get a second Urza's Saga. Alternatively, we could transmute this turn, because my opponent obviously has an interaction. I think I will do this. The worst thing that can happen is Prismatic Ending. if I remember correctly. Prismatic Ending cares if it's an enchantment, not a non-land permanent. Oh no, Prismatic Ending is non-land permanent. I just checked, so we're good. Just a land from our opponent. I think dropping the Saga this turn is good. I don't really like playing Sai right now. I don't think it leads us anywhere besides making my opponent play its interaction. So let's go with Preordain. Oh, Foundry, this is really good. I will keep it. This is slow, but in this matchup, it's actually quite good. Playing it now leaves me open to Normalize or Mana Leak. I don't like this quite much. I'd rather slow roll it a little bit. Okay, Get Lost works. I have 2 maps token, which might be good at some point. I was about to say there is also March of Otherworldly Light, something along those lines, which can get rid of Urza's Saga. Pithing Needle might be good later. Okay, let's just drop a Foundry, if we can. Okay, it's his play, so that's good enough for the turn cycle for me. In the end step, we will maybe face a Wandering Emperor. No, Archmage Charm. Oh, well, this is bad. I will make a creature right now. Okay, Elminster is played. My opponent's pluses to scry 2 and draw a card. Or the other way around, actually. And we get back to our turn. I think I might try the Sai right now. It might be a good moment to try to play it. Yeah, only Force of Will catches it. My opponent has it. 1 in 99 cards was a good enough statistic for me. I think I will attack my opponent because I have an answer for the Elminster. What I don't want is to see the -3 next turn, but I think this has not that much of chances of occurring. At least I hope so. I should have recycled this bubble last turn. A land is better than this bubble in hand at the moment, so that was a mistake. Okay, I will make my Servo Explore. Lorien Revealed. This is kinda land, but not really, so no. I think my priority here is to have lands. I need to be able to play my cards. I can fetch Mystic Sanctuary, which is not bad. I will try my Pithing Needle now. This prompts an answer from my opponent. Cryptic Command. Right. I think Mystic Sanctuary on Preordain is not that bad. This land won't recover anything really insane in this shell, but it's there for small value plays like this one, so I think it's okay. I will cast my Bauble and a Moonsnare Prototype, and still going at my opponent's face. And this is a Condemn. Right. This situation is getting out of hand pretty quickly. Not drawing lands was pretty bad. My opponent having one of its like 2 solution answers to Urza's Saga wasn't really good either. And me not recycling my baubles early enough might also deserve me. Okay, end of turn. I recycle my bauble. And I think I will also recycle my Spellbomb. So, what are my options now? Preordain in the first place might be good enough. Okay, I like both of these cards. Yep, I will keep the Force as my first card. I won't play Trinket Mage this turn then. I will just go for Springleaf Drum and Loudstone Bubble. And pass the turn with 2 answers back up. This might be good enough to hang for a little more turns. I think this situation might not get better, and I think I'm willing to play some turns more, but I have to keep in mind that this deck doesn't quite kill quickly, and if I want to win this match, I will have to win 2 games. And timing out my opponent might be a cheesy solution, but I don't think it will work quite well. And my opponent makes a 1/1 flyer at the end of turn. Okay. No. No, I think I will value my time and concede. Sorry for this. So we're still on the play, and I think I like this position in the matchup. Wow. This hand is atrocious. Well, I'm on the play. This is too much risk. I have 40 lands in the deck. Come on, please. Can I get more than 1? Well, this will have to do. Opposition, I think, is too expensive. Springleaf Drum might be good, but for later. I think I like Skullclamp better. It might help me getting ahead with this 5 cards hand. Sorry. Turn 1, save the land for my opponent. So, what's the next order of business? I think attempting Sai next turn with a Loudstone Bauble and to make a Copter might be good enough. Patience might be good in the matchup because Elminster won't kill me quickly, but I have to deploy threats, otherwise he will be constantly ahead of me. I really don't like my position, but I don't think I have much to do. If this gets resolved on the stack, if this gets answered on the stack, I'm in a pretty bad position, but hey. Okay, memory lapse. This might be one of the worst to happen. Oh no! It got back in command zone. I forgot to change the option. Yeah, you have to manually say that you will accept that your commander goes into your deck, otherwise it will go back to command zone. Well, this is done, so this is good. Emery is cool because I have two ways to protect her, thanks to Metallic Rebuke and Force Spike, so I'm pretty happy with that. Pithing Needle and Kappa Cannoneer. Okay, these are not bad. I should have maybe equipped Clamped, but I think I'd value the 2 manas for my interactions more. Day of Judgment. I would rather not. Okay, cool. I think end of turn I will absolutely recycle this bubble, but do I want to get back a land with it? I mean, if I draw naturally a land, I can just slam Kappa Cannoneer, which might be good. But I'd rather do it with a counterspell backup. No, I won't choose any land. I will just take my draw. So let's draw. Okay, Ringing Strike Mastery. This isn't really the best moment to have this card. I think I might just Sai Bubble, which basically forces my opponent to have a way to wipe the board. Well, I'm done for that. No, I can't Sai actually. This cost me 5 mana. So I will just take my redraw. Good enough for me. And now I think I can equip Emery. Okay, no play for my opponent. I will just attempt my redraw at the end of turn. Okay, Unctus is quite good. Let's do this again. Oh, actually, I should have played Unctus first if this was my plan. Damn. I still think this is the good play to put it into play. At least attempt it, but, well, would have been better to loot with it instantly. Okay. Resolve, that's cool. Wandering Emperor, I would rather not. And even if that means I can't redraw with Bubble now, I'd rather play against Force Spike. Well, Mystic Sanctuary on Day of Judgment is quite bad, I gotta say. At least I will draw my 2 cards. Hard controlling matchups have, I think, always been a bit bad for Sai. It fares way better against decks that want to play creatures or combo decks. So this is not really the types of matchups where I expect to do gloriously, to say the least. Okay, I may drop my 5th land and attempt Sai number 2. I can equip with Clamp and, well, that will be my turn. And we see that our blue chip removals don't really fare well in this type of matchups. These are more dedicated to aggressive decks like Yoshimaru something or Kellan, sorry, the mono red version. Okay, 5 manas from my opponent. It might be their commander. Oh, I don't like seeing 6 mana. Treachery. That's brutal. Oh. This is terrible, my friends. I think we're losing this one. I hope that my opponent just was about to play their commander, which could have been good for me. But, well, it's not only their commander, and now I'm left with dubious cards in hand. It is actually nice to see a traditional white-blue control deck doing well in the metagame. This is something that we didn't see for a long time, and yeah, this is cool. I will absolutely drop this Idol of Oblivion. I don't think this will do anything, but you never know. I will sacrifice this bubble right now in order to draw during my opponent's turn. I might have an interaction, but, well, I think this game is over. Well, Urza is good, but I'm not seeing him resolving in any way. Okay, Lorien revealed. My opponent might just -3 to get the 5 creatures. No, he thinks this is too early to attempt to kill me. Fair enough. I don't think this game's slipping out of its control. out of their control, sorry. Lure and reveal for 3 mana is pretty good on rate. I might just get attacked by my own side. Obviously, why not? Okay. Actually, Ghost Vacuum might not be bad, but I'd rather attempt Urza in the first place. 4 mana, Memory Deluge in response. Okay. Maybe my opponent doesn't have any counterspell that matches Urza right now. Or I will just die to Stern Scolding. No, it resolves. Okay, nice. I will draw my card. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Thank you. Sink into Stupor. Oh, that might help me recover my Sai. Down the line, maybe I attempt it right now, but I might just get wrecked by a Spell Pierce. And I don't quite like this idea. I think I will keep my Sink into Stupor for the end of the turn. Okay, no. Let's do it right now. No, I meant to tap the Construct token, not the Ghost Vacuum. Damn, this is not good. Okay, Force of Negation. Yeah, during their turn, I was open to more counterspells, so I assumed this was the right play, but, well, didn't go well. And yeah, I wanted to keep the Ghost Vacuum untapped to get back down the line my Emery, maybe Unctus and Kappa Cannoneer at some point. Yeah, so as to Plowshares. On thin ice for my Construct token. Okay, sure. This game feels so bad. I'm a puppet in their hands. Torpor Orb won't do anything right now. Well, my options are thinning right now. That misplay with the Ghost Vacuum was actually terrible. Oh, end of turn. Memory Deluge. Right. My opponent fetches. Yeah, draw then scry. A million loyalty counters on that Elminster. I'm never getting rid of this, even with my 8/8 token. 10/10 token, sorry. Okay, I think this is the end. I value my time and theirs. Let's concede. GG. We're on the draw on the second round against actually a friend of mine who is playing Rograkh Tevesh. So Heavy Combo Storm. I think I pretty much like this hand because of Urza's Saga, which can fetch Gravedigger's Cage and Harbinger of the Seas. So this is a keep, absolutely, even if I'm on the draw. And I think there's an argument to be made here to play Urza's Saga on turn 1. Even if I don't make Construct tokens, I think the Cage is too much of a bidding to be ignored, and I will getting it on turn 3, and my opponent's turn 4 will be his kill turn. So I think, yeah, this is definitely turn 1 Saga into Spellbomb or Pacification Array. I think I'd rather have Spellbomb into play, and this is my game plan. Turn 2 I can drop a Beater, and turn 3 I can Harbinger of the Seas with the Cage that Urza's Saga brings me. So, Diabolic Quintet on turn 2. We might die on their turn 3, which might be absolutely terrible, but it might happen. With some rituals and like peer into the abyss, this is something that can happen. So, I obviously draw all of my removal. I have 3 of them in the matchups where they don't actually do anything. Incredible. So I just hope not to die on turn 3, and if I get to see my own turn 3, I think I'm well positioned to win this game. But it will depend if my opponent kills me right here, right now. We will see. I might also be a luck sack and loot into a force of something, but I don't count on this. Okay, so I get both my 8 pieces this turn. Sounds good. I won't double spell to trigger the Ledger Shredder, but I don't think this is important. Okay, so my opponent still has Painted Prism to make red and black mana, so I'm not out of it. But they have to navigate around Gravedigger's Cage. If they peer into Abyss, I might still be dead. That's totally possible. And I don't really have a way to interact with the Prism, so yep, my opponent's doing a move. I might have wanted to fetch an island in order to thin a little bit my deck and get a chance to have a force of something. Well, first mana used to kill my Harbinger of the Seas. My opponent won't be able to discard anything, but they know my whole hand now. Inventor's Fair as my next land? I don't know. I can't really double spell this turn either way, but Inventor's Fair I like because gaining life is actually might be useful in this matchup. They kill with Tendrils of Agony, and sometimes they can't storm for infinite. So if I go to 21 or 23, it might actually be useful. But anyway, I can't trigger it right now. I think I will just land. And do I want to play Sai this turn? It dies to removal. This deck doesn't play a ton of it. So, well, let's go Sai. I think I'm not out of the woods yet, even with my cage, so I gotta try to kill him quickly. So I'm cycling a Troll of Khazad Doom, right? It won't be possible for there to reanimate it, so for the moment, I'm still feeling well. Ooh, Echoing Deeps, this is actually insane. A second saga, yes please. I will draw my card with, put my Thopter with my Pacification Array, and I think I like the idea of drawing with Spellbomb, trying to get something else to play to trigger the Ledger Shredder. The Spellbomb is not good in this matchup. Okay, Cryptic Coat, this won't work right now. I might still double spell if I'm willing to put Unable to Scream on my Thopter token or Ringing Strike Bell, but I think Unable to Scream is the best because if I draw something that boosts artifact creatures, it might still attack, even in a degraded state. It doesn't change my clock because I lose a point of power here, but I will gain one on Ledger Shredder. It might allow me to loot into a Force of something. Well, this is not a Force of something. In some way, it might even get my clock a bit better because I gain a point of power in this very combat step. Anyway, I think I can attack with Sai too. I don't think he has a lot of ways to interact with it in combat. Okay, Defense Gird is definitely a good way to prevent me from playing any counter spells from the foreseeable future. It actually depends on what I'm drawing right now. Seat of the Synod. Well, it's not good, but it's something. My opponent's at 12. I think I don't do anything. I just attack, keep my saga to put a gigantic construct token into play, and attempt to kill them in the next turn. Okay, my opponent's moving by Beseech the Mirroring into something. I'm not quite sure they have a line to kill me from that point with the Gravedigger's Cage in play, but I might be surprised. This deck is really strong. Oh, Toxic Deluge. X equals 4. I will gladly take my connive here, friend, and discard a non-land. Yep, nice. We win a game on the draw, which is good. I'm on the draw with a Mental Misstep, which might be good in the matchup. No early pressure. I have to wait my turn 3 Sai and play a bubble. I can still play Spellbomb on turn 1, recycle it. I think the deck can do better. Okay, Ghost Vacuum is pretty good. Stern Scalding is not that useful in this matchup, but actually not that bad either. So I think I'm keeping this. I like putting Ghost Vacuum into play turn 1. Springleaf Drum might help me deploy Sai and a threat earlier. I think it's Stern Scalding in that matchup is only useful when they have to play like Deadly Dispute or that kind of cards. But even then, I think I'd rather have my lands and be sure to play. So my turn 1, okay. Urza's not bad. Ghost Vacuum is okay in the matchup, but not that good, to be perfectly honest. Okay, I like Daze. And I think that I don't want to play Springleaf Drum because I want to play Daze with 2 mana and keep my tempo up for playing Sai and Urza. I'm on the draw, and this card on the draw should be sideboarded out. If only we had a sideboard. Ooh, no movement from my opponent this turn. Nothing at all. In that case, I think Sai dies to Fatal Push in this very moment. I think I like just playing Springleaf Drum and passing the turn. I don't know if I had to force Sai this turn or not. Might be a mistake. I'm quite familiar with the deck, but not at the point of making these decisions, being 100% sure of my choices. No land still for my opponent. Okay, without drawing my land, I'm faced with playing Thoughtcast for 3 mana with a Daze backup and trying to get to my 4th land and even maybe some action, or just play Sai. I think this time playing Sai might be the right thing to do. If there is a fatal push, I'd rather Sai to eat it rather than my Urza. Okay, no follow-up. Sadly, I can't do anything this turn, and no fatal push. Okay. Okay, this is a furry pitching Underworld Bridge. I think I have to let this happen. I don't have that much to say about it. My opponent fetches with furry on the stack. Oh, okay, I see. Culling the weak. Damn. I think I just might die this turn. I will return side to the command zone, let the furry die. And what happens next? Oof, Lake of the Dead. Okay, this sounds like a Tevesh. Yep, that doesn't take days. This is not good for me. I think I exiled the Culling the Weak and not the Fury. Bringing it back is not my plan for the moment. Damn, no land steal. This is beginning to being a bit threatening. I think I can cage, then Thoughtcast, hoping to draw a land. Wow, best land. Still is a land, so good enough for me. But yep, this is getting maybe a bit out of control. Shambling gas from my opponent. I don't see me pitching something to Subtlety right now. End of turn, I will eat the Fury. Okay, now I can deploy Urza. It's the start of something. No, Thought Monitor costs only 3. I can play it. What does this brings me? Okay, Dust Bowl, I think, is actually pretty nice. I can't activate it right now, sadly. But yep, this might be good at some point. And I absolutely think I witness protection the Shambling Guest. This is not what this card is meant to do, but it can prevent my opponent from getting a treasure token when it dies, and I think this is the best this card can do. Yep, Fire Centaur in response to get that said treasure token. Okay, can't do anything else this turn. This Dust Bowl might also represent my days getting better, and I quite like it. And I will start to put some pressure on my opponent, so I think this is okay. Okay, my opponent's plus is Tevesh, which means no more card draw this turn, at least with its command zone. And it also means that I will have some trouble getting through with the construct token. Okay, Gamble, I can't really do anything about it right now, so this will happen. Pyretric Ritual goes to the graveyard. Oof. This swamp represents something very bad happening to me this turn. 7 black mana represents Peer into the Abyss. Yep, I think the best I can do is Daze it. This forces my opponent to sack their treasure token, and I don't think they have any means to create mana regarding the fact that they don't have any more in pool and their Lake of the Dead, and they already made their land drop for the turn. I might be wrong, though. This will take some time to be played out. Having 43 cards in hand on MTGO is not something that is pleasant. Unmask me. I think this gets rid of Subtlety, I think. It depends if my opponent wants to maybe play a long game. But yeah, no, Subtlety. Okay, so my opponent seems to pass the turn. Good luck discarding all of this. I'm not quite sure if I have the chance to exile one of the cards he will discard from hand size. If it's the case, I should have used Ghost Vacuum beforehand. I think I will discover this right now. Okay, let's see what was discarded. A lot of things. I will pay more attention to it if there is a third game. At the moment, sad thing is I don't have any artifacts to get into play right now to threaten the lethal on my opponent. And I think I will start the turn by using Dust Bowl. Then I think I will play Emery. This is the most upside that I can have from a card. What do I have in my own graveyard? Okay, nothing brilliant, so I will just attack. I think everything goes to my opponent. They can take everything, go to 1. Worst case scenario is if they want to plus Tevesh, then -10 to gain control of everything, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. So I will just take my attack phase. Opponent is at 6. I might take this turn like Toxic Deluge if it's not in the graveyard. I should have checked beforehand, I think. Toxic Deluge isn't in the graveyard. Noted. Tendrils is. So I don't think Storming Out is an option right now. Toxic Deluge at 4 kills my entire board, which is obviously not good. Toxic Deluge plus +2 Tevesh might actually make this game grindy, but I don't think, if this is what my opponents want to do, that I will lose this game. But I might be wrong. Duress, okay. Rite of Flame, What can my opponent do right now? Maybe there's another kill than Tendrils. I don't think my opponent does this by mistake, so let's see what happens to me. Maybe the spell that puts Storm Dragons into play, the red spell that puts 4/4. Oh no, when? Oh, I didn't know this. When this creature enters, if you cast it, the next instant on sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. Okay. He can maybe, like, what, bolt or fatal push my entire board? Not push, but bolt, maybe. Yep, this is what's happening. Okay, I keep my, it looks like I keep Thought Monitor and Emery, which is good. I think this furry might actually do something at this point. And, well, my opponents concede. My opponent said in chat that he forgot my Gravedigger's Cage, so he made a poor tutor decision, and he might have another way of winning this game if he played differently. Which, to be fair, I trust, because this deck is terrifying and might win even with hate. Anyway, this is a win, this is cool, and let's go to the next round. We are on the draw against Light Paws. I think this hand is perfectly decent. I have an answer if my opponents plays turn 1 like Giver of Runes, and a Force Spike as a follow-up. I'm pretty happy with that, I think, in the matchup. So, turn 1 Plains, no other play. Well, turn 1 Islands, let's see what you want to do. What is this? 2/2 for 2, Vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell that targets blah blah blah, put a +1/+1, and you can remove a +1/+1 to draw a card. Okay, this is not the battle I want to play. So I will tap it. Keep my Force Spike for the next turn. If you want to play Light Paws against Force Spike up and then put an aura on it, which they can because they only have 1 white mana. Spellbomb is pretty good in the matchup too. So, do I play my Sai right now? I think I do. Unless they have Mana Tithe, which they don't often play. Well, fuck me, I guess. This is not really a good card, I think, in Light Paws, who wants to play tap out most of the time, but, well, in that very situation, it did great. So, Light Paw resolves, I draw my land, which is good. I will play my Spellbomb, I think, and the Cryptic Coat, too. This allows me to Force of Negation the next spell my opponent can play, and then opposition their only white source. This won't last forever. Yeah, as I say this, they drew their second one. But Spellbomb is really good against Light Paws. Because if I remember correctly, they don't have any means to give it protection from colorless other than Given of Runes. Yep, Flickering Ward, absolutely. I think I will take my 6th this turn. No land. That's a bit sad, but I think it's okay still. I will just play my Ethereum Sculptor and attack with my Cryptic Coat, which by the way is a subtlety. At some point this might be useful. I give myself 1 more turn to draw a land before playing this bubble. Okay, my opponent wants to swing with both creatures, this time again. This time I think I will bounce Light Paws. Yep, this was expected. Oh, but this has split second? No, this doesn't have split second. Okay, they just returned their Flickering Ward to their hand, and Light Paws goes there too. I take my 2, and I'm good. Land. Okay, I think I will just opposition and put a stop in their upkeep, if I can. Yep, this will work better. During upkeep, I will tap their 2 planes, and that's good for me. And if I draw a land next turn, I can Sai and 2 artifacts, have 4 creatures in play, and put an end to this game. Okay, Ethereum Sculptor bites the dust. Fair enough. Another plane from my opponent, which allows them to play Light Paws this turn. Yep, and Ghost Vacuum as a follow-up. Come on, land. Yeah, this is good. This allows me to play Sai, and at least this Mishra's Bubble. Sacrifice it right here, right now. What does my opponent draw? A white source. Oh, this is bad. Okay, then what could I do? I think the best play is still to tap the 3 lands my opponent has during their upkeep. They still have Flickering Ward. What do I draw? Idol of Oblivion. Okay. No, I think I will tap their Light Paws. I will have to win a race, one way or the other. So I will attempt to tap their creatures. Okay, they target their creature, which is tapped. Oh yeah, this gives them protection from blue. Yeah, well, fair enough. Saying that, I think I should have tapped one of their white mana. 2 of their white mana, sorry. This could have prevented them from paying twice Flickering Ward. And if I didn't want to tap their planes, I should have attacked with my cloth creatures. I had all the information. Oh, Benevolent Bodyguard as a follow-up. This is not fun. I fumbled on my land draw. 1 turn too much. I will start with the Idol of Oblivion in an attempt to draw a card. Okay. Seat of the Synod. This is a land. This is not bad. Lodestone Bubble. What I can do now is preventing them from playing more auras that don't have flash on Light Paws, even if it is protected from blue. And protection from blue allows me still to block with my Thopters, so I'm not in a disastrous position still. I will sacrifice the bubble too, in order to draw a card and maybe attempt to draw a counter spell. I will attack with my cloak creature, all that can attack, effectively. Everything that can attack. We'll see if my poor decision making of the last turn will come back to bite me or not. Still a stop at their upkeep, so that's good. Yep. I will draw a card. Yep, Force of Will, it's something. I think I will tap the land that can allow them to race, one way or the other. Race effectively, I mean. Maybe should have tapped their Vigilance creature. Core Spirit Dancer. Yep, this is good, but not right now. Okay, they attempt to bounce Flickering Ward, which mean nothing. I won't tap anything now. I will still have for a plan to block with the Thopter and sacrifice it. I think they are going to get a lifelink enchantment, maybe. Okay, no, they put it on Brigand to draw a card, which means they aren't protected from anything right now, but they still have the Benevolent Bodyguard. Spirit Link, yep, they attack with both their creatures. Nothing to do on attack, but on block, I will definitely block. Okay, and then activate Size ability to sacrifice my Copter in the Cage to draw a card. Probe is a redraw. This is okay, I guess. Okay, let's see what we're working with now. Thoughtcast. This is good. Let's start by Thoughtcasting. I'm not deciding yet on if I want to play pay mana or not for Probe. Okay, I can put my Misty Rainforest into play, fetch for Mystic Sanctuary to get back Thoughtcast, and now I'm willing to pay life to play Probe. What do they have in hand? Galadriel's Dismissal. Okay, this is my Force of Will target. Sink into Stupor is good also. If I play it, I can't pitch Force of Will. I will keep the Flickering Ward from doing anything for the rest of this game. And now I think that if I play correctly with the opposition, I'm good. I will still draw my card with Idol of Oblivion. Okay, Darksteel Citadel doesn't change anything. Can I make this a 2-turn clock? Reasonably. This means I will attack with 3, 4, 5, 6 power now. I can bounce Light Paws right now. I know that my opponent can't do anything about it. Or no, better, I will do it in his upkeep. I will try to tap it with one of my creatures. He will give it protection from blue, and I will sink into Stupor it. Okay, I think I'm covered. Okay, I need to click on my Copters correctly. So, yep. So, during their upkeep, I will try to tap Light Paws. Yep, as intended. Okay, what does my opponent draw this turn? They can still, I think, gain a turn of survival by casting Dismissal during my turn. Okay, they want to play Light Paws again. Fair enough. Yep, this is why I did put a stop in my upkeep. Yep, I will have to take these 3 points of damage. And yep, stopping my upkeep is to ponder about Galadriel's Dismissal, but in my step I can... Okay, I will tap a plains from my opponent, and during my own upkeep, I will tap another of the plains. See if this triggers anything from their part. Yep, Dismissal. 2, 3, 4, 5, Force of Will. And this should be game. Should have done this in my draw step. Yep. to see the card that I drew. Still on the draw. And what do I have? Yes, Unable to Scream is actually pretty good. So I'm gonna keep this. Turn 1, Curse of Silence. Which is naming Sai, I guess? Yep. What do I draw? Emery. Okay, this is good. Oh, I almost missed my turn here. And clicked too quickly. Prototype turn 1, Emery turn 2. If they want to play Light Pose now, oh yeah. And this is where Unable to Scream is way better than Rigging Strike Mastery, because being able to cut the static ability is priceless. Can't do anything else this turn. I might cycle Lorien Revealed for Mystical Sanctuary end of turn. Benevolent Blessing. Ah, okay. This is not good, but yeah, okay. Yep. End of turn, I will Island Cycle, Mystic Sanctuary. Okay. I can Ghost Vacuum into Unctus and next turn play Kappa Cannoneer. I think this is the best that I can do in order to win a potential race against my opponent. So let's do this. I could alternatively play Emery, but I don't think this leads me to anywhere just now. This is not an aura. This is an aura. Protection from black and red. Okay. Flickering Ward, I think, might be the take here. Oh no. Sentinel's Eye. +1/+1 Vigilance. This will hurt really badly. Ooh, okay. I think I'm dead. Had a bit of interaction, but not sufficient enough. I don't really know what I can do, so I will take my 13. I expect to draw maybe Spellbomb. Might be absolutely insane here, but it's not the case. I lost. Before putting my 4th land into play and with an interaction. Light Pose is really strong. It has big weaknesses, but when it goes well, oh boy. This deck isn't messing around. Okay, I like this hand very much. This Spell Snare is good, and I think I will turn 1 Springleaf Drum. I just hope not to play much more lands besides that, but I like the hand. Oh shit, I thought this was Urza's Bubble. This is a Jeweled Amulet. Maybe should have played this turn 1? Could have played my Sai on turn 2. Might have been good. Okay, I don't see any good reason to play this right now. Know that I missed the opportunity to play it on first turn. Harbinger of the Seas. Might be fun, but for later, I think. No, I will just play my Command Zone and Jeweled Amulet. Yep, absolutely. And I won't pay, sorry. I want to keep this Spell Snare up. Okay, so Plowshares on Sai. This was to be expected. My opponent will draw some amount of cards thanks to their Esper Sentinel. It is not the drop one that I expected to see in this situation. Swift reconfiguration on my Thopter token is actually really bad. I gotta make my mana now. Expect that my opponent... No, they will absolutely attack. Okay, I get to play it poorly and they can play Light Pose. After this attack phase, oof. This isn't going well. Yep, absolutely. Chances of this game going this way weren't that high, but let's see what the top of my deck has. I think I pay this time. I still have 1, 2, 3 manas follow-up. No, I won't pay. One of the best things that I could draw are Kappa Cannoneer and Urza, and if I pay, I can't play Urza, so I will accept the tax. Days. This is bad. Okay, but I can transmute to Aloria West to get Urza's Saga. This is slow, but can allow me to fetch a Spellbomb. I might not be alive at this point, but I don't think I have better to do. This Esper Sentinel is insane. My options here are playing Harbinger of the Seas with Spell Snare and Days backup, or transmuting Tolaria West. I think Harbinger is fine. This prevents me from Tolaria Westing for Urza's Saga. Well, I mean, I can still do it, but it won't end well. But I can still transmute for a bubble, maybe. This is not great, but I intend on playing Sai somewhere down the line. No, I would rather not you play this card. I will Spell Snare, and this time I will absolutely pay. Okay, no follow-up auras for my opponent. This is good. And they pass the turn. Okay, so I can Island, Sai, and Foundry. And yes, my opponent will draw a card, but I think this is too good of an opportunity. I will make my token and attack with Harbinger of the Seas. It might get blocked by a Samwise Genji. I don't think the deck could play this card, but oh, well, yeah. Or an Archivist of Ogma. This works too. And we will trade. Good. Enlightened Tutor. Okay. This means my opponent could go fetch like Parallax Wave. Sheltered by Ghosts. Okay, this is maybe better than Parallax Wave in this very situation. Begin combat from my opponent. Okay, let's see what he want to do. He attacks with light pose only. What does that mean? I think an instant speed interaction. I will just take my block and make a construct. I could have tried to trade with light pose, but I don't think it would have been profitable for me. One way or the other. Sheltered by Ghosts. Yep, this card is insane. Oh, I maybe should have dazed, but well, no, I don't think this would have been good. All that glitters, okay. And he will exile Sai. Do I want to return it to the command zone? I think my play for the foreseeable future would be to try and block and sacrifice something on light pose and maybe transmit to Laurier West for Urza's Saga. So no, I don't think I will win this game regarding how it looks if I have to pay my command zone for 7 mana. So I will transmute into Saga. I could... I think I will have to take at least one light pose attack. If it gains flying, I don't think I can attack this turn. I think I gotta keep my construct as a blocker, even if this means giving 7 life to my opponent and losing my 4-4. Begin combat, okay. My opponent's attack, which mean I can make a servo, which prompts my opponent to make a flash aura and look for something in their deck. Ethereal Armor. Yep. Still no trample, right? Okay. Oh no, I meant to pilot my Thopter here. Okay. Have to block. This gives a lot of life to my opponent. Okay, end of turn, I will charge my Amulet. Okay, an island won't help me right now. I will just play my land past the turn, I guess. Why not attacking with this construct? My own construct will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, 7 or 6, 6. Which means I die to removal. I think I gotta keep it safe for now and not attack. My plan is to crew this copter, block and sacrifice it with my foundry. A Sunper Kirin, flash flying when this creature is entered, return up to permanent control to its owner's end. Okay. This is a good time, I think, to cast Daze. Yep. No. I'm letting this resolve. I think Daybreak Coronet or something along those lines. No. I don't think he has something to give trample to his commander. And even if he wants to give it flying, I can, if I keep enough mana, make a flying blocker. So, okay, 2 creatures attack. I will make my construct, crew this copter. I can make a servo, use the mana to untap it, block, and well, I think this is the best that I can do. And no, I will block the huge one and sacrifice. Why can't I sacrifice what? Sacrifice a Thopter. This is a Thopter. Okay, I read Swift Reconfiguration. This makes me lose all of my card types. Yep, that was bad. That was absolutely bad. Damn. Witch Enchanter. Ugh. This was a reason to try and daze this to 1 flyer at the end of turn. What? Okay, this doesn't bode well for the future. I think I gotta make my construct and try the either Spellbomb line. I don't see it working really well. Is it protected from blue? No, not yet. So I can try to Spellbomb, and if something goes wrong, I can try and put the card on top of my opponent's deck. If I want to do this with him not having 2 interactions available, I need to do it right now. Oh yes, he has wards, so this might just kill me if my opponent has an interaction here. And I don't have any answer to this. Military Discipline, yes, but what does it do? I don't think there's an aura that protects against artifacts, but I might be wrong. Ah, damn. Okay, so Why didn't you use days? Oh, seriously. I'm sorry. I'm bad. I'm completely bad. This would have been a very different game if I just used the fucking card I had in hand and that I talk about for the last 7 turns. Damn. So, I guess I will have to start work towards my opponent's life total. I will have to trash block another turn if I'm able to, and then try to Moonsnipe prototype with 7 mana that I have. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm sorry. This game has been long, and trying to speak in English continuously has taken its toll on my ability to think straight. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is time to Moonsnipe prototype. I think right now. I want to know if I want to continue playing this game or if I have to concede. Obviously, he plays against Days now, and he is absolutely right to do so, and I don't think I want to continue playing this game. GG! We are on the play against Ertaï Resurrected. I don't know how I feel about this hand. I think it is okay, but not that great either. But I think it's okay enough for me to keep. My opponents might be playing an Ertaï absolutely control, or it might also be a combo version that kills with Jace and Thoughtlash. So I will drop my Moonsnare prototype on turn 1. This makes mana, and I think this is good. Okay, Loathsome Bubble is a nice follow-up. I could attempt Sai this turn if I wanted. I don't have any backup, but against an open island, I'm not sure there are a lot of things that I could take this turn. Force of Will, Stone Scolding, and Force Spike are the most obvious one, but I will attempt to play it aggressively. So, let's go and attempt Sai. Wash away. Yep, this one. I forgot about. I actually wanted it to be a Force Spike or something along those lines in order for me to try and force Urza next turn. Demonic Tutor. I don't think this eats my Force of Negation. I absolutely need some kind of pressure in this matchup. Control-ish matchups are not good for Sai. Wash away, Ghost Vacuum. I actually need a land now, so this is cute and all, but I need a land. Yep. I think I'd rather have Gravedigger's Cage in play and maybe recycle my bubble end of turn in an attempt to resolve Urza next turn. Okay, end of turn I will absolutely recycle my bubble. Yeah, lands! Would have liked to have them a bit before, but hell. I can attempt Sai again. Problem is, if I just play Urza, they can just play their 4th land and try Ertaï that goes around my Force of Negation. I think like I'm between a rock and a hard place here. Pacification Array might be cut in the next version of the deck. I hesitated strongly on this card, but let's say that it doesn't match really well anything that is played right now. I mean, at least Urza leaves behind a creature. Okay, it resolves. This is cool, but it takes cut down. Yep, it does. I don't think playing this Pacification Array right now changes anything. I might be wrong. For 4/5/5, it takes Dismember and everything else, so I'd rather have it in hand next turn and attempt to make Sai plus a Thopter. But yeah, you see that I have 3 cards in hand. One of them is a land, one of them is not good, and one of them is actually not castable against my opponent who has 6. And knows everything right now. This is one of the problems with Sai. As much as I love this deck, it sometimes sees the, wrong part of the deck. If you don't have your early pressure against this kind of matchups, it will be really difficult. Brain Surge. Sorcery Speed. Okay, my opponent's desperately looking for his 4th land. Okay, the construct actually survived a whole turn cycle. I don't feel safe. And regarding what my opponent just did, I think I have to leave Force of Negation open. I can't do it if I play Sai, so I will play my Pacification Array now. It might reduce my clock by a turn down the line, and this might be important. I can play around a 2-mana soft counter. My opponent will shuffle with its ponder because I think he's looking for land. Yep, exactly. And they get their 4th land. Still, I have pressure and a Force of Negation, and if I draw an artifact in the next 2 turns, this will kill really quickly. Do I want a Force of Negation this? This is my clock. This is my only clock. I won't win a game if I'm not clocking. This is sad, but I think I gotta Force of Negation it. Remand. Yep, this is maybe a problem down the line. I still have my force of negation, but I don't have any pressure left. Expedition map. This represents pressure because this represents Urza's Saga and still an open force of negation. So this is good. If it is a control-ish version, there's a chance that there is an Emrakul, the Promised End, somewhere in the deck, and in that regard, Gravedigger's Cage isn't really a good way to prevent an Emrakul from being cast. No play from my opponent. Okay, I respect that. Otawara might be interesting a bit later. Vendillon Click. Okay, my opponent maybe want to get rid of my force of negation. Akalpakal. I think this is actually good. I need 3 mana for Saga, which left me with 4, 5. Akalpakal means that Otawara costs only 3. I couldn't Otawara and use the Saga ability, but I think it's okay. And I think I don't do anything this turn. And I need to remind me of putting a stop in my opponent's main phase, because this is at this moment that I want to activate Saga to enable a Kalpakal. If not, if I understand it correctly, and if I wait the end of the turn to put my construct into play, I won't do my shenanigans. I do my construct, and this is the end of the turn. So, yep. What do I prefer to have? Is Inventor's Fair useful? Maybe, but in a really long time. But I think it's still better than Idol of Oblivion at this very moment. Yep, I think it is. Witness Protection. Okay. Do I make a construct? I think I want to. No, the question is, what do I get? I think Shadow Spear, if I want to make this game end in a quick manner, is the best way to go. Oh, my opponent does something with Ertaï. Okay, he counters... that's interesting. He doesn't counter the search, but the token. So this leads me to believe that my opponent is control rather than combo. In that regard, I think that Skullclamp or Foundry might be the better picks here. I mean, Shadow Spear is decent. It allows me to put a lot of pressure on my opponent. Present kill in 2 turns. Yeah, I think I'm into it. I already have a Akalpakal to make some value, so yep. I will absolutely equip my construct token, play my Inventor's Fair. Do I want to Witness Protection anything this turn? I don't think so. I think I want to keep Otawara up rather than playing Torpor Orb. This is more debatable, but I think I'd rather have Otawara. And let's attack with this construct, which is huge. Yep. If my opponent's plan is to play Ertaï another time, I think I want to go with Torpor Orb. This might be a trap for them if it was their plan, but I don't think it changes my clock to play it before combat, so I think it's maybe better to play it this way. Maybe I'm wrong. That's perfectly possible. And I will keep sinking to stupor. Okay, we got them on the first game. I'm a bit rusty with Sai, so take a little bit too much time, I think, to make some decisions. Ooh, Saga in hand. If it really is a control-ish deck, this is really good. I like Curry also a lot in this kind of matchups. So, yeah, I like this hand very much. Island, go. And I have Wear and Transmute artifacts to put some Winter Orbs into play later down the line, so I kind of like my hand. Unable to Scream is mid, but the rest is really good, I think. Ooh, tapped Mystic Sanctuary. This means that my opponent doesn't have really good mana, I think. Curie might prompt an answer from my opponent, if they have one. Otherwise, I mean, it's good in control matchups. It's basically an Ophidian. Okay, land and nothing more from my opponent this turn, so this is good for me. I will keep putting lands into play and just, I think, attack with Curie. It might get chumped by, or blocked, not chumped, but blocked by a Vendillon Click, for instance. I think I'm up to this. Or it might also be a Dismember. Good. Okay, so I think I will try and attempt to construct end of turn. If my opponent wants to Ertaï this trigger, I'm fine with it. He doesn't want to. Fair enough. I will make another construct, and I think this time I will get a Skullclamp. This looks like the best way to put some pressure on my opponent. Equip the construct that can attack this turn immediately. Long goodbye. Okay. I can pass the turn. Ooh. Charm, Sorcerer Speed to draw cards. Still lands look to be the bottleneck from my opponent. I think my turn starts always with equipping the construct. Cut down, I'm fine with this. No, I think I just land Winter Orb thanks to Transmit Artifact. Thing is, thanks to Wear of Invention, I know that this Winter Orb will somewhat be asymmetrical, and this works for me. Okay, no play from my opponent. I'm not surprised. Flooded Strand. And maybe somewhere down the line we could Mystic Sanctuary something cool, like a Transmitter Artifact, for instance. Okay, no play still for my opponent. I will untap a land. Yeah, definitely I would like to probe you. Let's see what you're working with. So, removal, okay, Memory Deluge, Wash Away, Parallax Tide, and Cryptic Command. So, what I want to do is fetch an island. I can make my I can pass the turn, not play Mystic Sanctuary in the hope that it gets back Wear of Invention. Yep, this maybe forces a counter spell from their part, Cryptic Command or Memory or Wash Away. Okay, they drew a land, so I know their whole hand. Wear of Invention, X equals 1. I know their hands, and they know that I know their hands. So I assume that they are guessing that there is a trap. Okay, this surprisingly resolved. Let's take a Moonsnare prototype. I think I will absolutely Mystic Sanctuary Wear of Invention. I can't really commit to something huge this turn, because my opponent could just Cryptic Command, bouncing Winter Orb and countering whatever spell I want to put on the stack. So if I want them to play the Cryptic Command, I want for them to play it in the least interesting manner, which maybe means not playing any spell this turn. I mean, I can attempt Springleaf Drum and Gravedigger's Cage too. Akalpakal is certainly going to be Cryptic Commanded. If they Cryptic Command, they have one untap step. Yep, I sadly don't have... I hesitated to Mystic Sanctuary for Transmit Artifact, but yeah, well, no, it wouldn't have changed anything regarding this game state, so I'm okay with it. They can Parallax Tide, yep, indeed. And their plan is to remove all of my lands in an attempt to Ertaï at their next upkeep. And I know that I draw this Wear of Invention, so actually this is not good for me. I don't know how I didn't see this coming. I was too focused on my own game plan, I assume. No, problem is that I can't do anything. They know that I have Wear in top of my deck, so if you want to play without mana, let's both play without mana. Or they can just wash away, actually. Well, no, we'll navigate it from their part. I fucked up here, I think. But they look like the more traditional Ertaï deck that I know about. I'm not quite sure about this hand. No pressure at all. This is not good, I think. Well, this looks a bit better. Okay, my opponent is also on a mulligan to 6. I will preordain first turn. Oh, I need lands as follow-up, I think, but Urza is absolutely tempting. I think I will keep Urza. And if I don't draw a land next turn, I will recycle my bubble, I think. Tapped Watergrave from my opponent. I draw Rebuke. This is actually quite good. So I will definitely bubble. This will be cool further down the line. Not now, sadly. Sinister Concierge. Well, actually, I'm glad I can use this now. But now I hope that I draw a land. Maybe keeping this Urza will bite me in the ass. No, never had it. If they have Force of Will, so be it. Well, they have Force of Will. They're good at the game. I will absolutely recycle this bubble, I think. Barrogoyf. Okay. No. I should have clicked the other player. Different bubbles need you to click different players for them to make you draw the right card. And, well, in that regard, I should have clicked my opponent to have a look at their hand. Anyway, I have an Urza. I think I will tank a Barrogoyf hit, keeping my construct token, and try to keep Barrogoyf at bay with Pacification Array. I'm counting on the fact that as a control deck, it won't absolutely bring a creature the first attack. It might, but it's not I think it's not the most common scenario. Yep, 3 lands and days. Fine. Now, I can play Sai. Stern Scalding. Okay, yes, it will absolutely go back to command zone. In that regard, I can't play Patchwork and keep Pacification Array active, so I think I will play it slowly and keep the Barrogoyf at bay. I attack with my Urza for that glorious 1 point of damage. I will absolutely tap your creature, my friend. He might want to play Ertaï to counter this ability. It might signify that he's turning the corner and try to beat the beat down, but no, he chooses not to. Right, 3, 4, 5. I can't play Sai and keep Pacification Array up. I think this still is fine. I might be fine just getting hit by another Baroglyph, but no. Actually, I want his counter spells to go on something else than Sai for the moment, and this expedition map represents Urza's Saga, and I think this is good. Patchwork resolves, so I will make a blue, play map. If I sacrifice expedition map now, I could play my Saga, but my opponent could also just play Ertaï. If they wanted to do it, wouldn't they have done it when I cast the map itself? Okay, I think I need to go into attack and maybe bait my opponent's Ertaï right now in order for me to sack the map and play Saga. If it's the case, I could only attack with Urza, see what my opponent does, and if he doesn't do anything, just keep it the way it is. Be patient. Okay, my opponent fetches. Maybe they want to use Ertaï right now. Yep, they does. See what they target with it. I think it might be the Urza himself. Okay, so I will absolutely make blue mana in response and get my Urza Saga. You get rid of Urza himself, but this is not the whole story. Play my Saga second main, which allows me to keep Pacification Array up, and let's roll. This Pacification Array actually sucked quite a lot, except from this very situation where it really buys me a lot of time. My opponent might want to attack for 3 points of damage here. Yep, he absolutely does. Okay, end of turn. I like this Sink into Stripper quite well. It is a pitchable for subtlety, and by itself it's an interaction, so I like it very much. I can make a token and use it. I think I will just attack with my 2 creatures, not make the token right now to boost my other construct. I think it's too early. Well, actually, I died to Toxic Deluge plus 3 counterspell. First of will, yep, was already played, so it might be also 1 mana counterspell, Force Spike or Spell Pierce. I don't want to die on these interactions. I will just take my 6 points of damage. 5 points of damage, sorry, and pass the turn. Later down the line, this Dust Ball might be actually quite useful. Malcolm, end of turn. I could alternatively just play this Subtlety. I take 5 on the Crackback. No, I'm okay. Lorien Revealed. Yep, fetches a snow-covered island. I will most definitely keep this Baroglyph at bay forever and ever and ever. Yep, begin combat. Let's see what my opponent wants to do. This race might be switching really quickly. Okay, no attack from my opponent, which means he doesn't have any interaction to make my construct slower or, yep, maybe not at all. He just concedes. Well, I'm not saying we had this in the bag. It depended on what our opponents will be drawing, but I think we were in a pretty good situation. Anyway, on to next round. Last round, we are on the draw against Aminatou, the Fate's Teacher. More often than not, this deck is combo and grave-oriented. I think I like this hand a lot in this situation. I will keep. My opponent already mulliganed to 6 cards. Let's see if they keep them. Yep. Verge, which is white, first turn. Okay. I might get my Astrolabe Manatite. I think I accept it. Yep. It resolves. Springleaf Drum. Okay. That's a bit of mana down the line. I like this. Next turn I can play Island, Moonsnare Prototype, keep Spell Pierce up. But there's an argument to keep that Moonsnare Prototype in hand as long as possible because it might be the pitchable for Force of Will. Yep, in that regard, I think I just play Springleaf Drum this turn to keep Spell Pierce and Force of Will up. Plan is to deploy a Sai, if possible with an interaction up, play some artifacts and beat down my opponent by dodging his unfair plan. 1 mana, Sorcerer Speed. Where could it be? What could it be? Prismatic Ending. Okay, I'm fine with that, actually. And, whoa, no follow-up from my opponent. Good. Land. I don't want to sigh right now because I can't do it with Spell Pierce, backup, and Force of Will. And regarding my opponent's mana situation, I think this might be a good idea to be a bit more patient. I already have the fourth land in hand, so yep, I like my position here. I will play Otawara and my commander. Okay, do I want to commit to put a Thopter into play with this Skull Clamp? I'm dropping Spell Pierce, I still have Force of Will. I think this is okay. I clicked F6 by accident, and yeah, I could change this really quickly, but I tend sometimes to F6 when I shouldn't. Okay, my opponent doesn't have any more land. This is weird. First order of business, let's attack our opponent. 2 points of damage. Then I want lands as follow-up, so let's draw cards. My opponent looks like he's they are F6ing, so I think we are free to do what we want here. Still no land. Oh, yeah, actually. This is a tap land, but it works for me. I'm good. I need to discard something regarding what's happening right now. What's my fastest way to kill? TNN is a 3 per turn starting next turn. I think GTA is not good in this matchup. Anyway, it just represents a Thopter, it's good, but I have Spellskite, which looks better in this matchup, which also represents a Thopter in that situation, so I'm okay. Opponent will discard hand size end of turn, and it will be like a Grizzlebrand or an Archon of Cruelty. I'm pretty sure of this. I think next turn we transmute into some kind of Grave Hate. I'm too good at this game. Perfect. So, Spellskite makes a token. I think I still want to draw lands, but this time I will transmute. My opponent has to act right here, right now. He doesn't, right? This will be Gravedigger's Cage, and I think this might be good enough. A land, seriously. Okay, so I dropped Spell Pierce. I will discard, I think, True Name Nemesis. Not mana efficient enough. Okay, my opponent fetches. Do I really care if they try to play Aminatou? It's 3 mana, show and tell. This will be countered. If I lose because I choose to draw 2 cards and not keep a blue mana, I will be sad. But it happened. No, I didn't, but I could have been punished really badly here. Second hand on the draw, we have a transmute for some kind of Grave Hate, a Clamp, Probe, Curie. I like this. Mithra's Village. Interesting. Unable to Scream. This might actually be good at some point. I think I will fetch my island, probe my opponent with life. What are they working with? Unmarked Grave, Agent of Treachery, Momentum Breaker, Object Choice. Okay, so I won't be dropping Curie turn 2, I guess. Swamp is played. Unmarked Grave. Yep, absolutely. Faithful Mending. Yep, I will absolutely transmute Artifact this Skull Clamp right here, right now. As Fatboy Slim intended. Is it Ghost Vacuum or Gravedigger's Cage? Cage. Cage is a definitive answer. Yep, they can play Aminatou. I think this is what they are going to do. Yep. Springleaf Drum. Okay, this maybe allows me to start doing some cool stuff next turn. What does the -6 do? I don't remember. Okay, it exchanges control of permanence. Fine. Tolaria West. I actually think this is a really good plan. Urza's Saga, obviously. What else could it be? That I will play. Do I want to play Drum? Yep, I think dropping Drum now is good. Bigger constructs, surveilling from my opponent. Springleaf Drum was good in hand. If my plan was to play Side and Drum, then a Curie in order to make 2 Copters and not die to Momentum Breaker and -1 from Aminatou. My opponent might not have this Agent of Treachery anymore in hand, thanks to his fetch lands. Priest of Fell Rites. Okay, this will take Unable to Scream perfectly. Anyway, I still have Gravedigger's Cage, but my opponent might have a bounce spell or something along those lines. Or just use Aminatou -1 to reset it, actually. So, yeah, maybe Unable to Scream the Priest is not the best play. I still don't want to Otawara it now. Unable to Scream forces the issue next turn. And I think my plan goes beyond that. So, yeah, I think I will Unable to Scream the Priest. Profane Tutor leaves the exile and is being cast. It might be a prismatic ending, for instance, to get rid of Gravedigger's Cage. Mistress Village, in order for something not to be countered, it will be the Profane Tutor. Fine. Which means their solution might be like what? Otawara, something that doesn't go on the stack. There's no point in making this uncounterable if you play the other spell without protection, but maybe the plan is to play the other spell next turn. Okay, my opponent just +1 Aminatou. And I think this time I will get Ghost Vacuum with Urza's Saga. Demonic Tutor. Okay, this might be a Doomsday pile at some point. I don't know, but anyway, if my opponent kept his Agent of Treachery, somewhere down the line, I might be in trouble. Okay, so end step, I need to make this construct. What do I do with this Saga? I think I get to make a board. Then I might just needle Aminatou, or take a Ghost Vacuum as a redundant way to prevent my opponent from reanimating something. But he might just have taken Show and Tell, for instance. So I think I'm more high on Pithing Needle. I don't really think I'm in a good position either. I will land Dust Bowl. I don't think I can play Preordain this turn, because even if that means I can draw Force of Will, that also means I can't keep Otawara up. Is this a problem? I don't think so, actually. In that case, I shouldn't have played my land. Ooh, Torpor Orb. This is actually pretty good. Maybe one of the best draws if it resolves. If it resolves being the caveat here. Fine. Okay, my opponent just want to trash block with its priest. And now I'm a bit pens down. I don't think I could have did it better. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, not counterable Show and Tell, I assume. Or Flash, okay, this works too. Ashen Rider, okay. So he might exile two things, Cage and Needle. Well, my position isn't getting better. And Momentum Breaker, just to gain speed, I assume, because it... Oh no, it forces me to discard. Okay, well, I'm toasted. Let's go, game 3. On the play this time. I will absolutely like to take the play. Only one land in this hand is not something I want to see. Okay, this is a keep. I get rid of Ringing Stripe Mastery, and I have playables. Turn to Shredder with a Lodestone Bubble is fine. My opponent fetches on Tundra right now to Currency Converter. Right. What do I draw? An island. I think I island, Shredder, and Lodestone Bubble. Torpor Orb, I think I like. And this allows me to maybe speedrun towards Kappa Cannoneer. I think I discard Otawara. Yep, keep Darksteel Citadel. If I draw another land, Darksteel Citadel represents maybe Kappa Cannoneer getting unblockable, which might or might not be good. Baleful Strix. This is not fine. Come on. Okay, so this turn I can Darksteel Citadel, Torpor Orb, hoping it resolves its time. It does, yes. I can Moonsnare Prototype. I will shred something else than this Kappa Cannoneer. This allows me to recycle that bubble at some point, and I want to attack, I think. Do I? No, I think looting might be actually good. I have only one card in hand. There's a world where I'm not well positioned at all. Overload of the Flood Pits. Okay. What? It works because it's not a creature. It enters... isn't a creature. Okay, this is not fine. Definitely not fine. Now, do I Kappa or do I drum then Kappa? I think I just Kappa and keep drum. Too important for it to have to not be blockable and gain +1/+1 counters. It is a bit non-bow with Torpor Orb because it won't trigger itself, but well, not the worst. Okay, Currency Converter brings a rogue token to the party, Hoarding Broodlord in the graveyard. My opponent can still reanimate it. It's a big body, but it won't be able to get something out of it. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. An attempt to make a race, which I respect. Yeah, Strix getting frisky. I won't block. I know that he plays sacrifice effects, and this Ledger Shredder acts as a shield for my Cannoneer. I absolutely want to connive. I will discard this drum. I just told my opponent that I still have an artifact in hand by discarding this drum, but I don't think this matters a lot. ponder with a shuffle and end of turn. Right, I draw a land, which is good. Means I can play Sai and then bobble. I should maybe not have played the land first if I drew something good. I just wanted to be saved around what exactly? Because I already had a mana around for spike, so yeah. Misplay. This triggers Kappa, who can attack. I will be able to draw 2 cards thanks to both my bubbles next turn, and I might be well positioned to win a race. Toxic Deluge is actually not something I want to see. My opponent cycles a Harvester of Misery to -2/-2 my Thopter. Idea, I think, is to race with Brute Lord. This makes sense. Land follow-up on Survey Land. Like to see it. Means my opponent is working with limited resources here. Yep, Necromancy bites the dust. Combat, I will take 7 this turn, I think. Do you really want to attack with this rogue? This represents maybe something that could kill Ledger Shredder. I think I'm okay with that. Am I? I would take 8 down to 11. I think I'm still winning the race. And I still don't want to sacrifice a creature and suddenly being behind on board. Fatal Push on my Sai. Okay, I will return it to the command zone, yes. End step, I will sacrifice my bubble, and I will sacrifice another bubble. I will draw 3 new cards. This feels so good. 1, ooh. This one is not the worst. Actually, with that Eats Enter the Battlefield ability, Urza is suddenly far worse, to be fair. I think this is still my play for the turn, even if it is mid. I could spin, but I would take 6, 7, 8, 9 and probably die to a lot of things, so I'm not up to this. I don't like attacking with Kappa Cannoneer this turn. And a new 2/2 from my opponent. Okay, my opponent will attack me with the Brood Lord. This time I think I have to block with the Shredder. No, down to 5 I think is still okay. This leaves me dead to some amount of stuff, but I think this connive ability might be really useful in the near future. And this turn my opponent also gets his Overlord. Not drawing an artifact this turn was crucial. I have 26 of them, so, well, no luck, I guess. It's actually not that much. Well, actually, on 3 cards, it becomes being a lot. Exhume. I will connive. Pithing Needle. Right on time! I think I lost this game. My opponent will just make a huge board of beaters, and I'm sadly not seeing me winning this game. I think best I can do... if I play Chief Engineer, I don't have enough mana to play Sai, so I have to play Sai. And I don't think I can attack this turn, sadly. Oh, okay, I think this daze kills me, most definitely. No, actually, what do I say? Yeah, actually, I could have played this, a bit better. For an instant, thought that I could only make 1 mana with both this card, but this is not true. Okay, Shredder, connive me something good. This might actually be great if I survive a turn. I think I still name Aminatou the Face Stitcher with this needle. Kappa grows, which means I need to block 1, 2, 3 creatures with 4 blockers, right? Because one of them have menace. I need to keep a flyer. I could attack, which leaves me with 1, 2, 3 blockers. No. I can't attack at all. Okay, let's hope my opponent doesn't have anything else. This opposition might bring me the game, if I'm lucky, and don't die this turn. Okay, if the first thing that my opponent does is surveilling, I sigh a brief sigh of relief. I don't like white cards. No removal, please. Okay, looting with Converter. Okay. Agent of Treachery bites the dust. Probably will be exiled with, yes, Currency Converter. If I untap, this won't still, I think, be easy, but might still be winnable. Yeah, 3 mana Teferi Time Raveler. I think this is game, sadly. I think if my opponent gets rid of one of my blockers, they win. Yeah. I should have named me here Teferi with Pithing Needle. My opponent takes his time to make the calculations, but I'm doomed. Yep, Shredder in hand. Oh, is this real? I might survive another turn. Well, Profane Tutor, yep, no additional effects on attack, on block. This will go there, this and this will go there, this there. No, I think I can do better. This on there. Oh, this one flies. What? I just... okay. No, so I think I'm just dead. Didn't see that it flies. Actually, if MTG cards could be readable at some point, it could be fine. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is clear. This isn't. Anyway, it flies, so, well, I'm dead. Oh, too bad. If I knew that, I could have conceded a bit before. Anyway, good game. What do we say? For me, this is a thumb. I don't know if it's up or down yet. Some cards were pretty poor. I think that Ringing Bell Mastery, the fact that it don't take care of the static ability, makes this card not good enough. Pacification Array, I'm pretty sure that this card isn't good enough. Regarding the rest of the deck, it was pretty interesting. I think we need more proactive plays. This is what I felt was lacking in the deck, so I think this might be a good move to remove Array and Ringing Strike Mastery to put some proactive plays. Jeweled Amulet too seems subpar. Maybe this is something that could be cut. Other than that, it's always pleasing to play this deck. Always struggles against hard control, but makes from some interesting matches against combo and softy mid-range decks and Reanimator too. So for me, this is, yeah, I'd say a thumbs up, but I'm completely biased. I really love this command zone. Well, I hope you enjoyed this league. This is my first time trying to cast entirely in English while playing on MTGO. This was pretty taxing, and I'm sorry, I think this really showed on some plays. Like Paws. Anyway, this was a really pleasing experience. I look forward doing this again. See you next time. Bye!